Hello and welcome back. This is your host Harshit Sinha, continuing from the previous presentation, unlocking the path to a responsible future with sustainable ESG reporting. And today we'll discuss on business responsibility and sustainability report BRSR in context to India. The Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report is a pioneering initiative by Security and Exchange Board of India, that is SEBI, to promote the corporate transparency and accountability in the realms of environmental, social, and governance aspect. Introduced in 2021, the BRSR framework represents a significant stride towards fostering sustainable and responsible business practice across the Indian corporate landscape. The BRSR is a comprehensive reporting structure that mandates listed entities to disclose their performance on a wide range of ESG parameters. This includes areas such as climatic change mitigation, resource conservation, employee well-being, product responsibility, human rights, and stakeholder engagement. By providing a standardized format for reporting, the BRSR seeks to enhance the comparability and enable stakeholders to make informed decisions regarding a company's sustainability performance. One of the key objectives of the BRSR is to encourage business to integrate sustainable practice into their core strategy and operation. It emphasizes the importance of adopting a holistic approach to ESG management, encompassing environmental stewardship, social responsibility, and ethical governance. By requiring companies to report on their ESG initiatives and impact, the BRSR foster accountability and incentivize business to proactively address sustainable challenges. Furthermore, the BRSR aligned with the global reporting framework and standards such as the Global Reporting Initiatives and Sustainability Accounting Standard Board, etc. These alignment ensure that Indian companies are keeping pace with international best practices and contributing to the global sustainable development goal agenda. The BRSR implementation has been a phased process, initially applicable to the top 1000 listed companies by market capitalism. However, SEBI has planned to extend its scope to encompass a broader range of companies, thereby driving sustainability reporting and responsible business practice across the Indian corporate sector. As business navigate the complexity of the balancing economic growth with the environmental and social consideration, the BRSR serves as a catalyst for positive change. By promoting transparency, accountability, and sustainability decision making, the BRSR has potential to reshape the Indian corporate landscape, fostering a more responsible and sustainable future for business and society alike. Now let us explore who are the key players of the business responsibility and sustainability report in India. Now we shall discuss who are the key regulators of BRSR in India. The first is Ministry of Corporate Affairs that plays a multifaceted role in context to business and responsibility and sustainability report, that is BRSR in India. Its responsibility can be categorized into three main areas. First, as a regulatory authority. As a regulatory authority, the MCA is responsible for formulating and enforcing the legal framework governing the BRSR reporting process. It establishes the guidelines, rules, and standards that companies must adhere to when preparing and submitting their sustainability reports. The ministry has the authority to mandate the scope and applicability of BRSR requirements, ensuring consistent and standardized approach across the corporate sector. The second is related to compliance monitoring. The MCA play a crucial role in monitoring and ensuring the compliance with the BRSR requirement. Its responsibility in this area include first scrutinizing the submitted BRSR reports to identify instances of non-compliance or inaccurate reporting. Second, conducting audits and inspection to verify the accuracy and completeness of the information disclosed in the report. And the third relates initiating appropriate enforcement action such as imposing penalties or sanctions against the companies that fails to comply with the BRSR requirements. The third is evaluation and feedback. The ministry role extends beyond mere complex monitoring. It's also responsible for evaluating the effectiveness and impact of BRSR framework. This involves analyzing the data and information provided in BRSR report to gain insight into the overall sustainability performance of the corporate sector, identify trends, and assess the progress made towards achieving sustainable business practice. The next is engaging with the various stakeholders, including industry association, civil societies organization, and subject matter experts to gather feedback on the BRSR implementation process and identifying areas for improvement. Other role is based on the evaluation and the stakeholder feedback, formulating policy recommendation and proposing amendments or update to the BRSR framework to ensure its continued relevance and alignment with the evolving sustainability practice and global standard. And the last is in promoting the capacity building and awareness among the companies and stakeholders by organizing training program, workshop, and knowledge sharing initiative on the BRSR requirements and effective sustainability reporting practice. The second is Security and Exchange Board of India that plays a crucial role in implementing and oversight of the business responsibility sustainability report framework. Its responsibility can be broadly divided into three key areas. The first is as a regulatory oversight. SEBI serves as the primary regulatory authority overseeing the BRSR reporting requirements for listed entities in India. Its responsibility in this area includes formulating and updating the BRSR regulations and guidelines, ensuring they align with the evolving sustainability practice and global standard. This is followed up by determining the scope of applicability and phased implementation of BRSR requirement for different categories of listed companies and providing clarity and guidance to companies on the interpretation and application of the BRSR regulation. The second is related to disclosure of standards. SEBI plays a pivotal role in establishing and maintaining the disclosure standards for the BRSR framework. Its responsibility in this regard includes developing a comprehensive and standardized format for BRSR reporting, ensuring consistency and comparability across industries. The next is related specifying key performance indicators, that is KPIs, and metrics that companies and must report on, covering various environmental, social, and governance aspects. And the last is and align the BRSR disclosure requirement with globally recognized sustainable reporting framework such as GRI and SEBS. The last role is evaluation and enforcement. SEBI is responsible for evaluating the compliance and effectiveness of the BRSR reporting framework and taking appropriate enforcement action when necessary. Its responsibility in this area includes reviewing and analyzing the BRSR reports submitted by the listed companies to assess the quality, accuracy, and completeness of the disclosure. The next is identifying the instance of non-compliance, misreporting, or inadequate disclosure and initiating appropriate enforcement actions such as issuing warning, imposing penalties, or referring cases to executing officer. Other is related with the engaging with the stakeholders including investors, industrial association, and civil society organization to gather feedback on the BRSR implementation and identifying areas for improvement. And the last relates the collaborating with the regulatory bodies such as Ministry of Corporate Affairs to ensure coordinated approach and effective enforcement of sustainability reporting requirement. By fulfilling its role in regulatory oversight, disclosure standards, and evaluation and enforcement, SEBI plays a pivotal role in promoting transparency, accountability, and responsible business practice among the listed companies in India through the BRSR framework. Now we shall discuss who are the key stakeholders in India's BRSR journey. The Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report has emerged as a game changer in promoting the responsible and sustainable business practice in India. While companies plays a pivotal role in implementing the BRSR framework, the success of this initiative relies heavily on the active participation and engagement of the various stakeholders. Among the key stakeholders shaping the BRSR landscape are investors, community groups, and non-governmental organizations. We will discuss one by one. First, we take it as the investors, a catalyst for sustainable finance. Investors are increasingly recognize the significance of environmental, social, and governance factors in evaluating the long-term investment opportunities. The BRSR provides investors with the comprehensive and standardized data on companies' sustainability performance, enabling them to make informed decisions. By aligning their portfolio with sustainable business, investors can drive the allocation of capital towards the responsible companies, incentivizing sustainable practice. This symbolic relation between investors and the BRSR framework is fueling the growth of sustainable finance in India. The next is community group, voice of local stakeholders. Community groups represent the interest of local stakeholders including residents, indigenous populations, and marginalized communities impacted by business operation. Through the BRSR, companies are required to disclose their stakeholders' engagement process and address community concern. Community groups plays a crucial role in providing feedback, raising awareness, and advocating for responsible business conduct that respects human rights and environmental stewardship. Their involvement ensured that BRSR reflects the needs and aspiration of the local community. And the last but not the least is non-governmental organization. NGO have long been at the forefront for advocating for sustainable development and corporate accountability. In the context of the BRSR, NGOs serve as a watchdogs, scrutinizing companies' report and holding business accountable for their sustainable commitments. Additionally, NGOs often partner with companies offering expertise and guidance on the issues such as environmental conservation, human rights, and community development. This collaborative approach enables companies to align their BSR efforts with global best practice and contributes to meaningful positive impact. The active involvement of investors, community groups, and NGOs is crucial in shaping the BRSR landscape in India. Their diversified perspective, expertise, and advocacy efforts ensure that BRSR remain relevant, transparent, and impactful. By fostering constructive dialogue and partnership among these stakeholders, India can escalate its transition towards a more sustainable and responsible business ecosystem, driving positive change for people, planet, and profit. Now let us look what are the objective and scope of BRSR. The first is in promoting transparency and accountability. As a business around the world faces increasing pressure to operate responsible and sustainably, India has taken a significant steps forward with the introduction of Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report. Mandated by the Security and Exchange Board of India, the BRSR is comprehensively reporting framework designed to enhance the transparency and accountability among the Indian corporations. The primary objective of BRSR is to promote greater transparency in corporate operation, particularly regarding the environmental, social, and governance aspect. By requiring listed entities to disclose their policy, practice, and performance On a wide range of ESG indicators, the BRSR aims to shed lights on the sustainability efforts and impact of the businesses. This increases the transparency and empowers stakeholders such as investors, customers, and civil society organizations to make informed decisions and hold companies accountable for their action. Next is enhancing accountability through standardized reporting. A key aspect of BRSR framework is its emphasis on standardized reporting. By providing a structured format and clear guidelines, the BRSR ensured that the companies report on the common set of ESG parameters, enabling meaningful comparison and benchmarking across industries. This standardization fosters a culture of accountability as companies are required to disclose their progress and challenges in meeting sustainability targets, ultimately driving continuous improvement. Next is aligned with the global standards and best practices. The BRSR framework is designed to align with internationally recognized sustainability reporting standards and frameworks such as Global Reporting Initiative, that is GRI, and Sustainable Development Goal SDG, and others. This alignment ensures that Indian companies are keeping pace with the global best practices and contributing to the broader sustainable development agenda. By adopting a globally consistent approach, the BRSR facilitates cross-border comparison and positions Indian business as a responsible corporate citizen on the global stage. Last but not the least is informing investment decisions and driving sustainable finance. The BRSR plays a crucial role in informing investment decisions by providing investors with the comprehensive and comparable data on companies' sustainability performance. As ESG factors increasingly influence investment decisions, the BRSR empowers the investors to evaluate the long-term viability and resilience of business, thereby driving the allocation of capital towards more sustainable and responsible companies. This in turn supports the growth and sustainable finance and encourages the business to prioritize ESG consideration in their strategy. By promoting transparency, enhancing the accountability, aligned with the global standards, and informing investment decisions, the BRSR framework represents a significant step forward in India's journey towards sustainable and responsible business practice. As more companies embraces the BRSR, it has the potential to catalyze the transformative changes, fostering a more sustainable and equitable future for all stakeholders. In this slide, we will discuss the structure of BRSR in India. The Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report in India follows a well-defined structure to ensure the comprehensive reporting and transparency regarding companies' environmental, social, and governance performance. The BRSR framework comprises several sections, each focusing on specific aspect of sustainability and responsible business practice. Here, an overview of the structure of the BRSR in India is explained. The first is general disclosure. This section covers the basic information about the company, including its business activities, product and services, market served, and operational footprint. It also includes details about the company's workforce, governance structure, and value, principle, and code of conduct. Second is management and the process disclosure. In this section, companies are required to provide information about their policies, strategies, and management systems related to ESG aspects. This includes details on the stakeholder engagement process, grievance redressal mechanism, and the company's approach to risk management, including the climate-related risk. The third is principle-wise performance disclosure. The core of BRS's framework lies in this section where the companies report their performance against the 9 principles already discussed in my previous slide related to the environment, social, and governance. And these 9 principles are classified according to 3 groups: environment, social, governance, as mentioned in the slide. Now, before I proceed, for each principle, companies must disclose their policy management approach, performance indicator, and specific initiatives or projects undertaken during the reporting period. The next is leadership indicators. This section requires companies to provide information on their leadership efforts and contribution towards the sustainable development goals and nationally determined contribution related to climate change, mitigation and adaptation. The next is disclosures and the value chain. Companies must report on their value chain, including the engagement and initiative undertaken to promote sustainability and responsible practice among their suppliers, distributors, and other value chain partners. The last but not the least is disclosure on the principle of essentiality. This section focuses on the company's approach to responsibly production, consumption, and disposal of the product and services, considering their environmental and social impact throughout their life cycle. Continuing from my previous slide, now we shall discuss the key element of BRSR. An Indian corporation navigates the complexity of the environmental, social, and governance issue. The Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report BRSR has emerged as a powerful tool for promoting responsible and sustainable practice. Mandated by the Security and Exchange Board of India (SEBI), the BRSR framework encompasses several key elements that are shaping the future of sustainable business in India. Here are few key elements of BRSR. Through it all depend upon the assessment agency defining key elements of BRSR based on the objective of the ESG evaluation under the BRSR. The first is very conventional, that is ESG. The contemporary elements are environment, social and governance, very well defined in my previous presentation. However, the environmental section of the BRSR covers a company's performance in areas such as energy and water consumption, greenhouse gas emission, waste management and biodiversity conservation. Companies are required to disclose their environmental policy, initiative and target, as well as the impact of their operation on the environment. While the social aspect of the BRSR examines the company relationship and engagement with its employees, customers and the local community. This includes disclosure of employees' well-being, diversity and inclusion, human rights and community development program. The governance section of the BRSR focuses on the company's leadership, decision-making process and ethical practice. This includes information on the board of directors, executive compensation, risk management and compliance with the relevant laws and regulations, as already been discussed so many times in my presentation. Now the second is ESG disclosure. At the heart of BRSR lies a comprehensive set of ESG disclosure. Companies are required to report on the wide range of topics including climate change, mitigation, resource conservation, employees' well-being, human rights, and stakeholders' engagement. These disclosures provide stakeholders with a transparent view, company sustainability, performance, and risks. The third is stakeholder engagements. The BRSR recognizes the importance of stakeholder engagement in driving the sustainable practice. Companies must disclose their process for identifying and engaging with the key stakeholders such as employees, customers, suppliers, and local communities. These engagement helps companies better understand and addresses stakeholder concern, fostering trust and collaboration. The next is responsible business conduct. The BRSR framework emphasizes responsible business conduct as a cornerstone of sustainability. Companies must report on their policies and initiatives related to ethical governance, product responsibility, human rights, and responsible advocacy. This aspect of BRSR encourages business to integrate sustainability into their core value and decision-making process. The next is sustainability commitments. The BRSR requires companies to disclose their leadership commitments and contribution towards achieving national and global sustainability goals such as Sustainable Development Goals and nationally determined contribution, that is NDCs, related to climate change. This element encourages business to align their strategies with the broader sustainable objective and take a proactive role in addressing the global challenges. Thus, by focusing on these key elements, the BRSR framework is driving a paradigm shift in the Indian corporate scenario. It empowers stakeholders with valuable information, fosters responsible business practice, and encourages companies to embrace sustainability as a core value. As more business align with the BRSR, India poised to become a leader in sustainable and responsible growth, paving the way for a more equitable and resilient future. Now we shall discuss benefits of embracing the BRSR, the complexity of the 21st century business landscape. The Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report has emerged as a powerful catalyst for driving sustainable growth. By adopting this comprehensive reporting, the framework companies can unlock a myriad of benefits that extend beyond mere compliance. Improve transparency and stakeholder trust. The BRSR mandates companies to disclose their environmental, social, and governance performance, fostering the unprecedented transparency. This openness cultivates trust among the stakeholders, including investors, customers, and local communities, enhancing the company's reputation and social license to operate. Next is enhanced investor confidence. Investors are increasingly prioritizing ESG factor in their decision-making process. The BRSR provides our investors with a standardized and comparable data, enabling them to assess a company's long-term viability and resilience. By embracing the BRSR, companies can attract sustainable finance and position themselves as an attractive investment opportunity. The next is competitive advantage. Sustainability is no longer a mere buzzword but a strategic imperative. Companies that proactively adopt the BRSR can gain a competitive edge by demonstrating their commitment to responsible business practice. This can lead to increased customer loyalty, talent attraction, and operational efficiency, ultimately driving the long term profitable. Next is improved risk management. The BRSR requires companies to disclose their approach to risk management, including climate related risks. By identifying and mitigating these risks, companies can strengthen their resilience and enhance their ability to navigate the uncertainties of a rapidly changing business environment. Next is alignment with the global standard. The BRSR aligns with the internationally recognized sustainability reporting frameworks such as the Global Reporting Initiative, Task Force on Climate Related Financial Disclosure, Sustainability Accounting Standards Board, and the Sustainable Development Goals, etc. These alignment position Indian companies are responsible corporate citizens on the global stage, facilitating the cross-border comparison and access to the international market. Now we shall discuss about the implementation of BRSR. As a company corporation embracing the business responsibility and sustainability report, they unlock a wealth of benefit that extend far beyond mere the compliance. By implementing this comprehensive reporting framework into the operation, companies can drive sustainable growth, mitigate risk, and cultivate stakeholder trust. First is enhance organization reputation. Transparency and accountability are the core of the BRSR. By disclosing their environmental, social, and governance performance, companies can demonstrate their commitment to responsible business practice, thereby enhance their reputation among the stakeholders and strengthening their social license to operate. Next is improved risk management. The BRSR requires companies to disclose their approach to risk management, including climate related risks. This process enables organizations to identify and mitigate potential risks proactively, fostering resilience and long-term sustainability. Next is gaining competitive advantage. As sustainability becomes a strategic priority, companies that embrace the BRSR can gain a competitive edge by showcasing their commitment to ESG principles. They can attract talent, foster customers' loyalty, and position themselves as an attractive investment opportunity. The next is stakeholder engagement. The BRSR emphasizes the importance of stakeholder engagement, encouraging the companies to actively involve employees, customers, suppliers, and local commitments in their sustainability journey. This collaborative approach fosters trust, innovation, and shared values creation. Now we shall discuss about the reporting. As Indian corporate navigate the complexity of the sustainability reporting, the BRSR emerged as a game changer, offering a magnitude of benefit that streamlined and enhanced reporting process, maintaining uniformity. The BRSR established a standardized reporting format, ensuring consistency and comparability across the industry. This uniformity enables stakeholders to enhance, evaluate, and benchmark the company's sustainability performance against its peers, fostering a level playing field and facilitating meaningful comparison. Improve transparency. Transparency is a cornerstone of BRSR, requiring companies to disclose their policies, practice, and performance related to environmental, social, and governance aspects. This heightened the transparency, cultivate trust among the stakeholders, enhancing a company's credibility and reputation. Enhance investor option. Investors are increasingly prioritizing ESG considerations in their decision-making process. The BRSR provides investors with the comprehensive and standardized data, enabling them to make informed choice and allocate capital towards responsible and sustainable business. Last but not the least, the performance evaluation. The BRSR framework offers companies a structured approach to evaluate their sustainability performance, identify areas for improvement, and track progress over time. This self-assessment process empowers organizations to continuously enhance their ESG practice and drive positive change. It should be noted that the alignment with the global standard with a competitive edge is also an important criteria of BRSR reporting. Continuing from my previous slide, that is the second stage of implementation, now we shall discuss here what are the challenges in implementing the BRSR. The problem of challenges are enormous, but the spirit of executing the BRSR in the corporate world is inevitable. The challenges are associated at three levels: that when the entity falls in the list of top 1000 listed company at the Stock Exchange of India, it automatically by virtue or are forced to adopt the principle of BRSR in ESG reporting. While evaluating for the sustainability reporting, it is obvious that their reporting should align and match with the global standard, having the competitive edge with national and international level. However, the major challenges lies in the implementation of ESG philosophy with the prescribed norms of BRSR, which we are going to discuss in brief. The first is related to data collection and monitoring. Gathering accurate and reliable data across the wide range of ESG parameters required by BRSR can be a significant challenge for many companies, especially those with a complex decentralization operation. Assurance. Ensuring the accuracy and credibility of the BRSR disclosure through external assurance is an ongoing challenge. The next is standardization and comparability. Ensuring consistency and comparability of data across different companies and industries can be difficult as reporting framework and methodologies may vary, making it challenging to benchmark the performance. The next is resource allocation. Implementing the BRSR requirement may require additional resources both in terms of financial investment and human capital, which can be a burden especially for the smaller companies. Next is stakeholder alignment, ensuring that the ESG priorities are aligned across the organization and with the stakeholder expectation. Next is related to the continuous improvement, regular reviewing and enhancing the BRSR reporting to address evolving regulatory and market demands. Next is related to the cultural shift, which is very important. Embedding the sustainability into the core of the business required a significant cultural change within the organization. Despite the formidable nature of these challenges, the inexorable march toward the BRSR implementation underscored its pivotal role in fostering the sustainable corporate practice within the dynamic landscape of the modern business. Through strategic planning, collaborative efforts, and steadfast commitment, companies can navigate these challenges and emerge as the leaders in responsible and sustainable business conduct. Now, since we know the challenges, now it becomes very essential how it should be converted into strategy in the entity or within the entity into the ESG strategy. These are two again a main challenges. We are going to describe these two challenges. Since once the amended a significant culture within the organization toward the BRSR, it becomes apparent to integrate BRSR first as an organization strategy, later integrated with the ESG strategy. First, we shall discuss BRSR as an organizational strategy in today's rapidly evolving business landscape. Sustainability is no longer a mere buzzword but a strategic imperative. As Indian corporation embraces the business responsibility and sustainability report, they have unique opportunity to integrate sustainability into very fabrics of the organization strategy, driving long-term value creation and responsible growth. Now we shall discuss into entity strategy, that is integrating BRSR into corporate strategy. Align BRSR with the business objective. Effective integration of BRSR requires a fundamental alignment between the sustainability goal and broader business objective. By embedding the BRSR principle into the strategic planning process, companies can identify synergy and leverage sustainability as a driver for innovation, operational efficiency, and competitive advantage. Next is amended ESG operation. The BRSR provides a comprehensive framework for addressing environmental, social, and governance factors across all aspects of an organization operations. Companies should actively seek to embed ESG consideration into their decision-making process, supply chain management, product development, and stakeholder engagement, fostering a culture of responsibility and accountability. Next is engage stakeholders. Stakeholders are engagement is a cornerstone of BRSR, recognizing the importance of diverse perspective in shaping a company's sustainability journey. By actively involving employees, customers, suppliers, local communities, and other key stakeholders, organization can gain valuable insight, build trust, and co-create solutions that addresses shared challenges. Next is drive for continuous improvement. The BRSR is not a one-time exercise but a continuous journey of self-evaluation and progress. Companies should leverage the reporting framework to identify areas for improvement, set ambitious targets, and continuously enhance their ESG performance. This mindset of the continuous improvement will enable organizations to stay ahead of the curve and position themselves as a sustainable leader. Now, when we integrate the BRSR as a roadmap for the ESG strategy, an organization can pave the way for the responsible growth and stakeholder value creation. It further becomes a comprehensive framework for Indian companies to integrate sustainability into the core strategies and operation with the following. Now, first is assess. The first step toward the integrating the BRSR is to conduct through assessment of the organization current ESG performance, risk and opportunity. This involves identifying material issue, evaluating existing policy and practice, and understanding the stakeholder expectation. The assessment phase lays the foundation for developing a robust and tailored ESG strategy. Other is align. With a clear understanding of organization's ESG landscape, the next step is to align the BRSR with the company overall business objective and strategic priorities. This alignment ensures the sustainability initiatives are not siloed efforts but rather integrated into the organization decision making process, resource allocation, and operational plan. Next is implement. The implementation phase involves translating the ESG strategy into actionable initiatives and embedding the sustainability principle across all aspects of the organization. This may include revising policies, setting target, implementing management system, engaging stakeholders, and promoting ESG centric innovation and product development. Last but not the least is the monitor. How to monitor? Continuous monitoring and evaluation are the crucial for the successful integration of the BRSR as an ESG strategy. Organizations should establish robust monitoring mechanism to track their progress, measure the impact of their initiative, and identify areas for improvement. Regular reporting and stakeholder engagement further enhance the transparency and accountability. Continuing from my previous slide, once we have decision regarding the integrating BRSR in the company core strategy and later with the ESG strategy, it becomes apparent to look one most important role of an investor and analyst for BRSR as they are the major source of finance and leveraging its potential for sustainable value creation. These influential stakeholders are uniquely positioned to catalyze responsible business practice and foster a more sustainable economic landscape. The first is due diligence. Investors and analysts are increasingly recognizing the significance of environmental, social, and governance factors in assessing the long term viability and resilience of business. The BRSR provides a comprehensive framework for evaluating a company's ESG performance, enabling investors and analysts to conduct through due diligence and identify potential risks and opportunities. Next is ESG integration. The BRSR offers a standardized and comparable data set, empowering investors and analysts to seamlessly integrate ESG consideration into their decision making process. By incorporating the BRSR data into their investment strategies and financial model, they can make informed choice and allocate capital towards companies that prioritize sustainable and responsible business practice. Next is engagement. Investors and analysts play a crucial role in engaging with the companies on their sustainability, commitment, and performance. Through constructive dialogue and active participation in stakeholders forum, they can provide valuable feedback, share best practices, and encourages continuous improvement in ESG reporting and practice. Next is very important is a benchmarking. The BRSR standardized format facilitate benchmarking and peer comparison, enabling investors and analysts to evaluate a company's sustainability performance relatively to its industry peer and a global standard. This benchmarking process can drive healthy competition, incentivize companies to adopt best practices, and strive for the ESG leadership. Thus, by leveraging the BRSR, investors and analysts can contribute to the sustainable transformation of the Indian corporate landscape. Their due diligence, ESG integration, engagement, and benchmarking efforts will not only drive responsible business practice but also create a long-term value stakeholders and society at large. Taking account of my presentation of the previous slide, now we shall discuss the most important the BRSR and investor engagement. Among all four factors as described in my previous slide, the most important element is investor engagement with BRSR. We shall now elaborate importance of BRSR and investor engagement. In ever-evolving landscape of sustainable finance, the Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report has emerged as a game changer, empowering investors to drive responsible business practice and allocate capital towards companies that prioritize environmental, social, and governance considerations. The convergence of BRSR and investor engagement has unlocked a potent force for positive change, reshaping the Indian corporate ecosystem. The first is investor scrutiny. The BRSR provides investors with a comprehensive and standardized data set, enabling them to conduct rigorous and due diligence on the company's ESG performance. This heightened scrutiny not only fosters the transparency but also holds business accountable for their sustainability commitment and action. Investors can now better assess the potential risks and opportunities, making informed decisions that align with their values and long-term investment goals. The next is informed decision making. As ESG factors increasingly influence investment strategy, BRSR empower the investors to make well-informed decisions. By integrating BRSR data into the financial model and risk assessment, investors can identify companies that prioritize responsible business practice, mitigate environmental and social risk, and position themselves for long-term resilience and growth. The next is capital allocation. This is the most important. The BRSR plays a pivotal role in shaping the capital allocation decision. Investors can leverage the report's insight to direct fund towards the companies that demonstrate a strong commitment to sustainability and responsible business conduct. This incentivizes companies to prioritize the ESG initiatives, fostering a virtuous cycle of the responsible corporate behavior and sustainable value creation. Summing up, investor engagement is a key catalyst in the process. Though constructive dialogue, investors can provide a valuable feedback, share best practices, and encourage continuous improvement in ESG reporting and practice. This collaborative approach not only enhances the quality and reliability of BRSR data but also drives positive change across the industries and sector. The convergence of the BRSR and the investor engagement represent a powerful force in India's journeys towards the sustainable development. By empowering investors with a comprehensive and transparent information, the BRSR enable them to make informed decisions, allocate capital responsible, and hold business accountable for their social environmental impact. This symbiotic relationship between the investor and the BRSR framework is poised to catalyze a transformation towards a more sustainable, equitable, and prosperous future. Now, since we have discussed extensively about the BRSR implementation in India, we shall now discuss what is the future of BRSR for India. The Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report has emerged as a pioneering initiative in India's journey towards more sustainable and responsible corporate scenario. As this comprehensive framework gains traction, it is poised to catalyze and transformative shift in how business approach environmental, social, and governance aspects. The future of BRSR holds immense promises with several key developments on the horizon. The first is expanding scope. As the BRSR framework matures, it is expected to cover a wide range of ESG parameters and potentially extended to more sector and company type beyond the current focus on the top 1,000 listed entities. This expansion will ensure that sustainability reporting becomes a widespread practice, capturing the diverse challenges and opportunities faced by the business across the industries. Next is regulatory movement. The adoption of BRSR is expected to become mandatory for the listed company, further driving ESG integration into corporate strategy and operation. Additionally, expanding the scope and requirement of BRSR may drive deeper sustainability integration as many companies strive to meet heightened and disclosure standards and stakeholder expectations. Another point is strengthening the assurance. to enhance the credibility and reliability of BRSR disclosure, there may be a greater emphasis on the third-party assurance and verification process. Independent audit and certification can provide stakeholders with the confidence in the accuracy and completeness of the reported information, fostering trust and enabling informed decision making. Another is the most important one is the technological integration. The future of BRSR will likely witness the integration of advanced technology such as artificial intelligence and blockchain to streamline the data collection, improve accuracy, and enable real-time monitoring and sustainability performance. Advancement in data analysis and automation can further enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of BRSR reporting. Another important aspect is the stakeholder engagement. Meaningful engagement with the stakeholder, including investors, civil society organizations, and local communities, will be crucial to drive continuous improvement in the BRSR framework. By incorporating diverse perspective and addressing the stakeholder concern, the BRSR can evolve to better reflect dynamic needs and prioritize of a sustainable society. Next is related to the sector specific guidance. As the BSR gain traction, there may be a need to developing clear guidelines and metrics tailored to specific industries. Sector specific BRSR guidelines can help companies address their unique ESG challenges and opportunities, fostering greater relevance and comparability within their respective industry. Next is global alignment. As India's BRSR framework aligned with the international standard and best practice, it can pave the way for a greater cross-border comparability and collaboration on sustainability initiatives. This alignment will position Indian companies as responsible corporate citizens on the global stage, facilitating access to international market and sustainable finance opportunities. Now, I have heard very recently, maybe in 2022 or 23, SEBI has recognized CRISIL and very recently a subsidiary of ICAR to be a rating agency from India, that is related to the ESG rating agency from India. So SEBI is doing very well in promoting the BRSR. The future of BRSR in India holds immense potential, serving as a catalyst for sustainable transformation across the corporate sector. By continuously evolving and adapting the changing landscape, the BRSR can drive meaningful change, fostering responsible business practice, enhancing transparency, and escalating India's progress towards a more sustainable and equitable future. Today, this is the end of the presentation, and I want to summing up, we begin to explore objective of the BSR and then examine the structure of the BRSR reporting. Our decisions shed lights on the roles and responsibility of the key regulators and stakeholders. We also explored the multifaceted benefits and challenges for adopting and implementing the BRSR. Simultaneously, we acknowledge the challenges integrating the BRSR as a corporate strategy, and also we delved into the pivotal role of investors and analysts in the context of BRSR. We also examined the importance of investors' engagement, and lastly, we explored the future of BRSR in India, discussing the potential for expanding its scope, regulatory momentum, strengthening the assurance mechanism, technological integration, stakeholders engagement, sector-specific guidance, and the global alignment. As we wrap up our discussion for this week, it's important to note that we have yet to explore the BRSR framework in depth, including the reporting requirement, trends, and the critical aspects of materiality assessment with BRSR process of reporting and reporting requirement, etc. So stay tuned for our next session in the ESG series, where we will dive deeper into the intricacies of BRSR reporting, focusing on the business responsibility and sustainability report in ESG reporting. Until then, goodbye.